For those that wanted to see point slope again, I'm just going to focus this video on how to use point slope. Please remember, point slope is the following formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. When we use this formula, most of the time we're using it because we have been given a slope and we have been given a point. So if you're given some point and some slope, point slope is probably the formula to use. It's not the only formula to use, but it's named point slope, so when you have a slope and a point, you can use it. It is easy. Let's do a few examples. If I tell you the slope is -7, and I want you to write an equation of a line that passes through this point, let's say 3, -1, and has a slope of -7, you would first write down the formula and understand what letters become numbers. We are going to fill in y1, m, and x1. Everything else bring down. Now we fill in the empty spaces. -7 is slope. This is the x of our point. And this is the y of our point. Be very careful. This y is negative. The negative is not already there for it. This minus sign came from that, the formula. y1 is negative, so you have to write -1. Now this becomes a plus sign because that is a double negative, and we bring down our y plus 1 now because of the minus and the negative. Now we distribute. -7 times x is -7x. -7 times -3 is plus 21. Now we need to move the like terms from separate sides to one side. These are my like terms. Remember, like terms are terms that can be added and subtracted together. This does not look like him because he has an x and he does not. So I need to move this plus 1 to this plus 21. In other words, these are like terms. To move plus 1 to positive 21, I have to subtract it so that it will disappear on the left side. When he disappears, I'm left with y. Where does he go? To the 21. No, you do not move it under the 7. You're thinking about solving for y. And when you solve for y, yes, it's here, here, and here. But that's dividing because you can divide anything, but you cannot add and subtract everything. So I have subtracted 1. It has disappeared and now reappeared on the right side of the equal sign. Nothing has changed about him, but he is now plus 20. And that is how you use point slope. Let's do another example. I want you to write an equation of a line with a slope of negative, we've already done negative, so let's do positive 4, and the point 2, 3, I want the equation of the line to pass through this point. Please use point slope to answer this question. Now, without seeing what I do, I'd like for you to pause the video, try this problem, see how far you get, and then when you're finished, press play and see if you got it right. So pause. Okay, now that you're back, you should have plugged in the y in the y spot, the m in the m spot, the x in the x spot. Now on this problem, nothing is changing to plus sign because nothing was negative. Even when I distribute, I don't have to change anything. Now the only reason I'm changing a sign now is because I want to move him to his like term. This is not 8 plus 3, meaning 11. This is negative 8 plus 3. Several ways to do this problem. This here. Some of you do this. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you draw your 3 plus signs. You have 5 negatives, so you would write minus 5. Kudos to Ms. Smith for this method. Some of you do this, ground 0. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I come back up 3. I am below the ground 5, negative 5. And some of you just plug that in the calculator and you get this. It doesn't matter which method you use as long as you get to the answer. This is my final answer. I will do one more and this video will be done. So again, please pause the video. Well, let's make that 4. Okay, here we go. I want you to write an equation of a line using the point slope formula that passes through this point with a slope of 1/2. So we first write down the point slope formula. And again, you will pause the video and work it out. So pause, no cheating. Okay, now that you're back, you should have put the positive 4 here, the slope here, and the negative 4 along with the minus sign from the formula here. Now you have plus 4 because of the double negative, and then 1 minus 4. We distribute 1/2 x plus. For those that are saying, Miss, how do you do that? This simply means half of 4 is 2. That's it. Now we need to move the 4 over, so we are going to change the sign. Cancel, cancel. Y equals 1/2 x plus 6. Okay, I'll do one more. I want a slope of 1/4 positive, and let's do 8 comma negative 1. Write your formula, use the calculator if you need to, pause the video. No cheating, pause. Okay, now that you're back, this is y minus negative 1 equals 1/4 x minus 8. Double negative, that becomes a plus sign. Distribute the 1/4, 1/4 x. Now multiply that. This is simply dividing. You can say, what is 1/4 of 8? Some of you are saying, I don't know that one. Okay, well, you're dividing. You're saying 8/4. That's 2. If you type that in the calculator to see how I got that, you would type 1/4 times 8. And for those that are saying, Miss, you said that was division. It is. If I put this over 1 and multiply across, I get 8/4, which is dividing. Now we move our 1, and you notice we're not going to add 1 because he's now positive. We have to subtract 1. Be careful, that's not 2 minus 1, which is 1. That's a -2 minus 1. That's -3. That's the answer. That concludes this video. If you want more practice, let me know, and I'll get you some more practice.